About the forecast here, because there is just so much going on when it comes to this snow and ice and really this cold event that we're going to have for a very long time, Jeff.
Yeah, it's going to get really cold out behind this. We've got some Arctic air working in. We're going to be dealing with lows that are below zero very soon. But let's talk about what's going on with the here and now. We are looking at winter storm warnings across the Buckeye State. I mean, every single county, all 88 of them in pink, and that is because we are going to be looking at that threat for some of that heavy snow, but also some ice, some freezing rain, sleet. More of that as you move into southern and southeastern Ohio. We're going to pick up the higher snowfall totals, though, up in northern Ohio. Right now, looking outside, kind of blurry out there, and you can see those temperatures coming in at 32. We're getting that wintry mix being reported. Temperatures right around freezing, and that wind chill factor at 23 degrees. And as we take a look out onto the city, you can see some of that moisture on the camera. But notice kind of coming down, it's not looking like it's frozen. It's kind of moving a little bit, so it hasn't frozen just yet on contact. But we've got some snow in Urbana and Delaware. Elsewhere, we've got a wintry mix, if not some freezing rain, with temperatures in the upper 20s and low 30s. Here's what we're tracking right now on the satellite and radar imagery. This is the ever important graphic I'm going to have all morning. This is your transition line from snow to rain, and right now it is bisecting the central Ohio area. We've got Bucyrus, Mansfield, Shelby looking at some heavy snow. Moving on down through Marion, Mount Gilead, we're tracking again some of that steady snow, and you can see where we have these blues, that's where we have that darker blues where we have a little heavier snow banding, and no big surprise, we've got some of the biggest snow banding right along that transition line, which is no big surprise. Again, that typically happens. Marysville, Delaware, Ostrand are looking at some of that snow coming down pretty well. Westerville, Hilliard, Dublin looking at a little of that icing coming in, and same story in Mount Vernon out towards Gambier. Newark out towards Granville, we've got a little bit of that sleet. Columbus starting to get that sleet, and it's starting to change over as you move on down into Canal Winchester, with still a little rain in Zanesville and Cambridge, but that changeover is coming. Steady rain out into southern Ohio as well. And one of the things we're going to be dealing with, that is going to be that threat for ice, and for that we go to McKenzie, Bart, because that's one thing that can be extremely dangerous. You can see that system is just very extensive with a nice ice line throughout much of the country. McKenzie. Yeah,
thanks, Jeff. And ice is going to be a big issue, especially over the next few hours this morning. So I want to show you what just a light glaze will do to you. So a tenth of an inch, which is what we're expecting here in the Columbus metro area. With that, we could see problems on the trees, the power outages as well, the power lines, excuse me. Could make it hazardous for walking on the driveway, even driving. And then as we kind of go up in measurements, so just a quarter of an inch, that's when we get into that problematic range. So a coating on the windshield, on your car, can be dangerous for bridges and even to stop on general roadways. Trees and power lines at this point could start to tend to fail, especially once we get that quarter inch of coating. Now, some places, especially in southeast Ohio, they're expecting up to half of an inch, and that could be crippling to some communities, especially in southeast Ohio where they have the winding roads and a lot of trees down there. So we could see widespread tree and power line damage, hazardous traveling conditions, and also widespread power outages are possible with that. With a few more impacts, let's send things back to meteorologist Jeff Booth.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you can see a large area of the country dealing with that ice storm, those winter storm warnings. If you're heading out today, we're going to be dealing with outdoor workers. The threat for that basically ice pellets, sleet over to snow as we head through the day. Temperatures coming down. Heavy snow and a mix out here. More of the snow up to the north, less snow, more ice out to the south. We're tracking about a quarter to about a half inch of ice out in southeastern Ohio. Here in town, about 1/10 to a quarter of an inch. Not quite as much as you move up to the north. We'll see about 4 to 7 inches of snow. Again, more as you move to the north, less as you move to the south. Just southeast of the city, 3 to 5. And as you get down into southern and southeastern Ohio, we're talking more about a coating to a couple inches. But you can see hour by hour, here we have noon. Still looking at the threat for some of that icing, but the snow starts to push in into the early to mid-afternoon, and you can see some heavy snow at times as we get on through the event and through the afternoon. We'll keep a few snow showers around out towards and past, just past midnight, but we still have a few lingering snow showers into tomorrow morning, but the bulk of it coming through here, moving out of here overnight, so that's good news. And then we get on into your Friday. We keep the clouds around, but we're clearing out a little bit. As we clear out tomorrow night and get a few breaks in the clouds, we're going to see those temperatures get very, very cold out behind all this. So 30 today, that's kind of your late morning, maybe a few spots into the early afternoon high, but generally the high, we're coming down a little bit through the day with this event. 22 tomorrow, light snow early. We're going to deal with a wintry mess throughout the day today. Light snow early, back to 21 on Saturday after starting out at 1 below. That's going to be awful. And then we're back up to 32 degrees with some sunshine on Sunday. Talking about temperatures that will be back into the upper 20s and low to mid 30s as we head on into next week. And those temperatures getting on into the middle portions of next week, a little closer to average at 34, but still a shade below in some spots. And then chance for a little more snow by the end of the 10-day right now. Not looking at a ton of that, but we'll keep our eye on that.